Hello everyone, welcome back, and here we go again. Another stream where I try and get stuff done. So, away we go. I need to wait for Flowey here. So we need like... Where is he? He's somewhere around here, I know he is. There's Frisk. There he is. Hey Cookie! That reminds me, I need to get on VRC with you in a little bit, if you don't mind that. And we need to do, what, 3,000 there? I don't have the audio on at the moment, by the way. For obvious reasons. But yeah, I need to get on VRC with you later on and talk to you, if possible. You got nothing better to do. Okay. So, what I'm trying to do here is just set up essentially a rig for the effects here. Where the heck is... Oh, the... seed. Oh, bullet empty. Right, let's try this. Seed, bullet... Oh, there we go. Yeah, seed, bullet. Let's try... This is combined, right? Yeah, so if I do like 5... Maybe... Okay, so 4 is when it starts getting emission. Maybe at 5, just for the sake of it. That moment where I'm pressing... Ah, there we go. So what I need now is like copies of this. So can you do like what, 5 of those? What I can do is offset them slightly. And then I need one more. So we'll do that one again. Yeah, I didn't know whether doing this was going to be a good stream or not, but I thought, go on, I'll go for it anyway. Here we go, shot setup. So it's just about here. There we go. The audio setup is probably the best one for this. I need to check out in the other file what this is actually controlling. Just give me a sec. Improv Flowey. Here we go. I swear when Flowey says love is shared through, that's when it pops up. Hang on. Yeah. There we go. I've got the intro here. When he says down here, that's when he gets like basically a arc of them above his head. So we'll do that now. And I'll send this out for the sake of it. But yeah, hello to anyone that's watching. Hope you're enjoying. Hopefully, with little effort, I should be able to get to the next part where we have Toriel come in. Hopefully. If you want to know why I've not got audio on in the background as well again, it's because I'm literally doing the whole thing of having music that's copyrighted, so okay. So it's here. They pop up. And they pop up in a certain order. Hang on. Ah, okay. So they pop up in an arc above him? Hang on. We got to be able to see this in shot. So we've got like there. It's also got to be able to be copied. So there's more space between these here. If I do that, and then that, and then move the main one. So we do this kind of thing going on with it. And then I do the same here. Let's see how this looks. Hang on. Okay. And then I just need that one to be on the same height as the other one. Or is it? There. That one needs to be on the same height as the other one, which is significantly lower. It's like there. And then we're looking at something like that, which that is kind of intimidating. Right now, the distance between those is significantly shorter. It's about there. And then for that, it's kind of there. The idea being that all these are gonna spin slightly differently. Feel like I'm dying, so it's good. Oh no. Hope not. No. Let's do that one. I just realized as well, I have to rotate them slightly, 90 degrees, individually. And then I'm going to have to give them their own particle effects as well. That's going to be crazy. Let's see if that's... Oh god, that's intimidating. Okay. So what we do here, for the friendliness pellet issue, is we have these just off timing, right? So we have like that. And tried that one. That's fine. We'll do the other one. It's kind of like here. That way, when we get into the shot, it won't be too bad. My plugin sucks so bad. Oh no. I feel like I should have him spewing out these like particles that are basically like little pixels. That'd be cool. That freaking shot there is just scary. Oh. So let's do all these bullet empties. Now we need to key the position. There we go. So if we have them about there, the idea is they gotta love not being allowed to use Blender in our games and you. Oh god, yeah. I used something similar to the Maya in my games course when I did it in like 2000 and oh god, going back now like 2008, 2009. I was ancient, and goddamn, it was bad. Oh, here we go. So what we'll do is we'll make them all pop up at like a couple of intervals away from each other, so a couple of frames. So if we go like 1, 2, 3. Hang on. We do that. That needs to be like the. How many frames is that? Like 22. Start for that one is 25, so like 5 frames behind. So we're about like 30 there. Maya is the original 3D modeling software. I was using 3ds Studio Max, which was basically like the side thing to Maya, as it were. It's like 3D Studio Max and Maya used to be going at it at each other's throats for ages, because Maya was the one of the industry standards, 3ds was the other. Right, that's 30. Let's go to 35 here. And then that one, which is like 40. Dude, that is interesting having Flowey doing that. I kind of want the light there as well. I think I'll work on this effect for them though. Let's do visual. Save that, right? what I want to do is have it be a particle that spawns kind of decently. We've already had particles in this, so I'm going to have to figure out how they interact with each other, but essentially what I want is like a particle system. I want that to then be like 100, if that. Frame start, we can change that later on. Randomize, velocity is going to need to be changed. Rotation can be random. And dynamic as well. Let's take the rendering, and we'll do force field settings as well, because we're going to need those. We'll do this as seed effect. Oh no, seed. Yeah, let's do friendliness bullet effect. And the idea is that these are just going to be there just for the beginning. I think what I'll do is I'll literally just make it like a plane. Sounds crazy, but if we do like, if we do just a plane, probably better actually if I do it. So I'm going to be generating planes anyway, so let's do mesh plane, right? I'm going to take that as a 90. The idea is that this is going to have it, we go, friendliness bullet material. I'm just gonna have this be the same emission. Probably use the same shader in the other one. Hey, Metal Wolf, how you doing? Let's do compositing, and then we'll just do compositing here. Use nodes, glare, bloom, and then that should be fine. Let's go modeling. How you doing? I'm doing good. Today's my last day at work this week. Oh, nice. Always. Oh, okay, there we go. So we got 3 there, right? Now what I want is something like that, but not having the other there. I don't think we can have transparency and emission at the same time. I'm just gonna try messing around with this. I do like 0.5 there. Yeah, no, you can't. It just kind of fades in and fades out. But what we can do is we can still play around with this. So we've got friendliness bullet pixels. Because I feel like maybe we do them as pixels. Just see what this looks like. Although if I do them as pixels, it's going to kind of break the immersion. I might do them a little differently. Let's see what they look like for the moment. Viewport render. Display rendered. Show emitter. No. Object. Scale is random. And then we'll do pixel plane. Emitter. And then we'll do scale as like 1. Actually, oh, rotation's going to be bad. Based off that, let's do normal maybe? Let's see. Yeah, that's not good. Let's try global. Nope. Right, I think that might be because of me spawning them out of every single face. I just delete that. Okay, now we can try messing around with it. Try getting rid of the dynamic. No. Let's try. Okay, so that does that. If I randomize phase. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's kind of got what I'm looking for a little bit. I'm kind of looking for like this pixelated effect just a tiny bit. If I scale that to like 0.5. Because I feel like that'd kind of look cool. Just have a little bit of a gamey sort of like look to it. Right? And then we need to affect the field weights. So we need like gravity 0.1, maybe. I need to have that be significantly smaller. Right? And then we do like 0.01 maybe? 0.0, no, 0.25 for that. And then for the velocity, I'm going to try changing that to 0.5. Oh no, that's bad. 1? 0.1? Oh no, because I just did 0.5, so why would that be any better? Because of gravity as well. 0.5. Let's see. Maybe randomize it a little bit? Oh my god. I say that and then next minute it's just all over the place. Do tangent phase? Okay. Tangent 1? Trying to like play around with this here just a little bit and see what happens, but it's just going all kinds of crazy. Let's just do like 0.0. I did 0.01 before. Let's do 0.05. I say that, but then if I do 0 and then do 0.5 there. Okay, that doesn't actually look too bad. The only thing I have to worry about is the simple fact that I don't want to spawn too many, and I've got to take into account that when I have them on screen, I'm going to kill them eventually. They need to be killed when they interrupt other things, so that's going to be fun. The problem here is where they're located. They're located way below the object. That might be why. Right? If I do that, and then try and play around with that, that might be good. The idea being that when the freaking pellets are spinning around, we got these like little effects coming up, basically. What I'll do is I'll keep those together, save that as like friendliness bullet effect. Friendliness bullet. And we'll put it as like VFX. VFX. I'll have to change most of the particle settings, but we can work with that. Let's try friendliness bullet effect emitter. I'm gonna have to come up with like a better designation for these things, so it doesn't just seem like really bad. Right, we've got the VFX here. I can import that into here now. Right, so we can go ahead and figure out the. Now, if I just turn around to it and say, like, look, you need to be spawning here at this point, And then we go from there and see like how bad this is. Let's, especially because of the, right? So we need to possibly start. We're talking of like probably 2825. Number 100, so frame start 2825. And we'll go to like 3000. And just see what happens. Okay, now first off, they're getting attracted to the vortex from before. So we need to try and have them not be affected by the other field weight. Turn off that. Basically what it means is that the gravity field that I have over here will not affect them. And instead I can just have that be rolling out particle effects like it's nobody's business. And then I can tweak this as much as I need. I figure I attach them to the bottom or the top of the empty, and then we should be good to go, I think. Let's see how big this is. Oh goddamn, yeah, that's too big. 0.1 maybe? 2825. Right, and then we'll get rid of that material because we can use that moment where Blender's just gonna crash now. No. Okay, we're good. Let's do bullet. There we go, seed bullet. Right? I still need the particle system to be slightly tweaked, so I do like 0.05. That's not too bad. Right, so if I make that and copy that emitter to every single one of these, like I didn't want to be spawning a billion particles in at the same time, but I did want to make this look cool, so it's like, Let's see if this works. Let's move that one up a little bit. Move this one. Oh, I forgot about the other ones. Right? And then we can oh, excuse me. Can do that. And then the last one should appear in a moment. Okay, there we go. I might do a test render on this in a moment, especially because of how it is, but like we'll quickly parent to object. Parent to object. The idea is this should be relatively low cost. Let's just see if this works. If I parent to object with all of that and then just go Okay, that's not too bad. What does everyone think about the effect so far? Because while I like it, I don't think it should be there all the time. Let's just make the floor so it kills particles. Collision, kill particles. I feel like it should only be mainly for when they appear. You know, like this. I feel like maybe we killed it. You know, maybe we kill it like right there. So that it's just them spinning rather than your eyes getting distracted by the rest of the the pixels. So if I go from like 2825 to 280. 2880. Yeah. Right, so if we do that, and then we just go might actually be a little bit too late then. Let's try. Let's try 2865. I feel like that might be good. I might need to render that off. Let's try from 2779 to 2985. And we'll render this out as something silly file name wise, like he's got a gun or something. Just for the sake of it. I'm just gonna render this animation now. I just gotta watch it all the way through in real time, which may take a while. I've also remembered I've got to do the dust material, so I guess I'll open up Photoshop while that's doing, and go from there. Because if I can do the dust planes and stuff, very similar to the other materials, then we're good. Might even be able to use the other effects. Hang on. If I take away saturation from one of the other effects, for like particles, I can literally just leave myself with essentially a dust particle. And then I'll just kill the opacity by 20%. And then we just go small dust particle. And that should be fine. Oh boy. See if this works, because if it does, we're almost at tutorial. I just may need to animate Frisk, which would require me to stop streaming. Oh, hang on. Yeah, wait. I'm back. Oh, I just finished throwing up this cookie. That's not good. That is definitely not good. You should just like stop whatever you're doing and just go rest. That's definitely not good. Okay, so the particle effects look kind of bad. Hang on. I need maybe like 50. Lifetime 25, maybe? I'm doing absolutely nothing right now. I don't know what else to say then. If literally you've thrown up, maybe just like log off and just just go chill, do something else, If that was me, I'd just be like, yeah, I'm out. But that's just me. Like, I'm not trying to force anything on you. It's just you really need to relax, especially after throwing up. Feel like I might need to tone down the amount of particles that's on screen there. I was just watching a silly short while I'm waiting for this to render. It was literally just like Subnautica, but the terraformer got removed from it, and as a result, it's literally just somebody like basically playing the Undertale soundtrack in the background. Let's see how this looks now. Yeah, I don't like the way that this looks, even though it's a good idea. I don't like the bullet thing. So if I just do that and then render that. Like there's making it look cool and then doing too much. Like I don't want everything to be visually confusing or overdone. I'm just waiting for this to render out properly now. This takes a long time. Like, most of this is just going to be, like, waiting now. I might end up cutting things short for a little bit just because of how it is. See how this works. I like the way the shadows are being cast from the seeds onto the floor there. Don't know whether I should, like, try and do a simulated light behind Flowey, you know, for when all of these are shining, because that would be pretty cool. Have, like, a white light going on here. Let's just wait for speed up. There we go. See if that works. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad, actually. Like that. If I was to cut that at about there, so 2980, and then the next shot be Frisk. It's not too bad, because then we can just... What I do need to do is keep an eye on those particles that are coming from the soul and make sure those aren't affected by the vortex. I think they are. I also actually do need to move the soul out of the way. I'll do it now while Flowey's talking because of his massive zoom in there. If I have the shot set up, is the shot still a zoom there? Because we're up to what? Dolly setup 1 there. If I do pose there? Ah, that's why. That's why we are not still zooming in. If I do it like a little bit more, put that like there, right? Because then at least we're still kind of still going in just a little bit. Okay, and then from there we can go into Frisk's reaction. Right. I can't do Frisk's reaction without recording myself, so I'm going to cut this short and go from there. I'm sorry for anyone that wanted to see more and see what was going on. Hopefully you've enjoyed just this quick stream, and I shall see you next time. So until then, thank you very much. Bye.